Okay, hi, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. This is going to be another quick Bible verse. We're in Mark today in chapter 6, and this is when Jesus is back at his hometown. All right? And it's chapter 6, and I'm just going to start at verse 1. Jesus left there and went to his hometown accompanied by his disciples. When the Sabbath came, he began to teach in the synagogue. And many who had heard him were amazed. "Where did this man get these things?" they asked. "What's this wisdom that has been given him, that he even does miracles? Isn't this the carpenter? Isn't this Mary's son, and the brother of James, Joseph, Judas, and Simon? Aren't his sisters here with us?" And they took offense at him. So they saw that he was doing good things. They saw that he had wisdom, but he had grown up there. And this helps me a lot because, I always feel like the messenger. I'm so far from perfect. Whenever I start talking to people about God, I see myself compared to Jesus, and there's no comparison. And here's Jesus being, talked down to by the people who knew him growing up. And for me, I'm not Jesus. I'm so far from Jesus. I'm so flawed. It's not about the church of Daniel at all. It's quite the opposite. It's like, hey, let me tell you a message about mercy that I've gotten because I'm so bad and I know I need a savior. So it's not that I'm on this pedestal. It's like, hey, I'm down here. I'm with the sick. I'm one of you. And I just know I need God. And this is what he's done for me. And this is where his mercy is. So this is something that I kind of fear is the people who have known me long enough to see me mess up or make a mistake or have a bad judgment call or say something stupid, even on video. I get that. I'm not perfect, and I'm not going to say that I am. I'm trying, and I'm sorry, and I'd love to make amends with anyone whose feelings I've hurt. But it's not about me, it's about God. And if God can't even get that respect, I don't have to try to win it from other people. I really want to be caring and loving in the messages that I give them. So I want to encourage you guys to do the same thing. And in verse 4, Jesus said to them, "Only in his hometown, among his relatives, and in his own house is a prophet without honor. He could not do any miracles there, except lay his hands on a few sick people and heal them." He was amazed by their lack of faith. Leading up to this situation, Jesus had multiple encounters with people where he was amazed by their faith. Now he's amazed by their lack of faith. And I think that, the first thing that any Christian who talks about God may feel is that, hey, I'm a hypocrite because, I know that I sin. I know that I've sinned against people. I know I've said stupid things to and around people. And the point is, it's not about us. I'm not the hero in the story. And there's a big weight off my shoulders with that because I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to pretend I'm perfect with you. I'll tell you right now, I'm not. You don't have to look around. You don't have to guess. I'm not. But the cool thing is you can see how imperfect I am and see that God's still forgiven me. So if you're like, hey, Daniel's evil, Daniel's horrible, and this is, I'm just using myself as an example. I don't want to, point anyone else out. If you feel that way about yourself, just know that the message is about what God has done in your life and what God has done historically and why he is the hero in your story rather than yourself and why you need him. So those imperfections just become part of your story. So, in writing my testimony and sharing those vulnerable things with the world or anyone, the dozens of people who happen to read it, I'm excited to know that it's okay that I've messed up, and it's okay if people are like, yeah, but, Daniel's a screw up, Daniel's a sinner, Daniel's, whatever. Yeah, you're right, and I'm sorry, and I feel terrible about that. But, I don't have to be perfect because I'm not the hero. I need the hero. So please keep that in mind. And I want to encourage you not to feel like those feelings that well up with me, that you can't talk about it because you're not perfect. Well, guess what? None of us are. So none of us can talk about anything. But what we can do is say hey, we know somebody who's greater than me who is perfect. So in this case, it really isn't about you. It's about who you know. And in this case, I know Jesus. So hopefully this helps some of you, maybe even just encouraged you. And I hope that you'll subscribe and, continue to tune in. Thanks again for watching.